Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely cam link where you're able to capture content from your camera to your PC. For more information about this product, the link is in the description below.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and at the same time it's a return for me as well, as I've been on holiday and called into work, you name it, which is why I haven't been here. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit rough still, I've been a little bit on the ill side, however that is not stopping me here today. I'm back for the last two races of the season, and as you can probably see from just the hill incline there is at the end, that we are at USA today and in Brazil for the finale, and I will be here for both of them. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but I'm here for one of them right now. Now, it's been an incredible journey, as I'm sure a lot of you know. However, it does come a time in which it all must end. Today, at USA, it can end, ladies and gentlemen, sadly to say. However, for one certain person, they're probably going to be sort of happy, and that is KJ Gamer. The reason why is because he can wrap up the AOR F2 Championship at USA due to some certain situations happening, but I will get into that in a minute. But just before I get into qualifying and the championship, there are two certain companies I should say a massive thank you to, which is Elgato and Hype Energy for sponsoring us today, and also the entire season. You would have seen them all over the AOR Twitter, and just in general they have helped us out incredibly, so massive thank you to them. Now, the championship, as I said, KJ Gamer currently is sitting on a lead of 26 points away from the Haas driver of Zero, who's on his outlap now, along with everyone else. I will get into quality in a second, don't worry. The possibilities there are, if KJ outscores Zero, then he has become the AOR F2 champion, along with if neither of them score points, or if they both retire from the race, then because of the gap there is of 26 points, that cannot be found in Brazil from Zero. However, it can go to the final race, ladies and gentlemen, as the man I'm riding on board with now, MVP Zero, if he outscores KJ Gamer here today, then it does get taken to Brazil, which could be good to see. But ladies and gentlemen, this is AOR F2. Quali is underway. We're going to have to find the first person on their lap time. Let's get all the lap data up. I'm going to stay on board with KJ, as I believe he could be the first person to set the time. Zelchi's going quite slow there, just trying to get some room for him, and I believe it is KJ, so the man in the Williams. I will stay on board with him. I expect pole time to be around 1 minute 33s. The tyres available are the Ultra Softs, the Super Softs and the Softs. In terms of strategy, I'll get the tyres up for you now. Everyone's on the Ultra Softs, but in terms of the race, the strategy, most likely Ultra Softs to Softs. However, people could do the Ultra Softs to the Super Softs if they are feeling brave. 13 drivers here today, so we have a good turnout for the second to last race here. KJ Gamer just in sector 2, now very easy to lock up there, and now an incredibly long straight in which you do get DRS on. What sort of lap time can the Williams do, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think you're after? Let me know, and most importantly, do you think this man here today will become AOR F2 champion for season number 15? 15 seasons. Whew. It's just a number which is unimaginable, but we're here to see it, and I think KJ is going to be praying that he can outscore Zero here today. But these are the two we've got to keep an eye on, KJ and Zero. KJ is about to finish his lap now, coming up to the final corner. What is the first time going to be? He obviously could have been validated, but I doubt he would have done a 33.3. It's what I'm expecting. Low 33s, maybe into the 32s. Bobbert, a 33.302. Zero with a 33.2. So a tenth quicker than KJ. Zero is probably getting in the practice because he knows that if he can beat KJ, that fight is going to Brazil. because Zero still has a shot of being champion here. The people behind, like Zelchi, Ollie, who's not here today as he has been on holiday, but I think Zelchi is around 50 points behind Zero, so sadly for him he cannot get there, but he can secure top 3 if he hasn't already, which I will check for you. Apex currently has the quickest time with a 33.008, so nearly getting into the 32s, just not at the minute. But then Team Logic Shot, who's just crossed the line with 33.089, incredibly close to Apex as well. Zelchi a 33.1 from the Mercedes driver. And then Zero in 4th, KJ Gamer in 6th. As we have just had a lap from LK, I believe. No, it wasn't LK. Who was that who just did their lap? And maybe no one. But Oasis is in P7 at the minute and LK P8. We still have Boring Shudder and Hayden to complete the laps, as Boring Shudder can see Hayden just in front of him. I'll ride on board with the Ferrari driver, as I believe they're both pitting. They are. Let's have a look for invalidations, shall we? Who has invalidated their lap time? A lot of people. As you can see, obviously you can do it on your outlap, I should say, but Apex obviously set his time. I'll go down to Tapan, who did set to 1:62 and probably invalidate his lap time there. Boring Shut It did invalidate his time along with Hayden. Living Dead did not. Fluffy Pillow did not. So they have decided to dive it in, or maybe they have, but it hasn't registered. Zero though. A 33 flat from the house. Oof. Good lap time from him. Just about stole it from the Mercedes of Apex, so I don't think is going again. Vortic Shot potentially along with Zelchi. Zelchi, that's not happening there. What about Vortic Shot? Is he going to be setting time, or is he just going to try and dive it in to get the second stint? And that is a corner cut, so I doubt he'll be completing his lap there. However, Zero on pole at the minute. KJ Gamer, the championship rival, down in P6. That is what the man needs today. It's gonna be good, ladies and gentlemen. I can feel it, and it is gonna be a good race if it stays like this, as Zero does need to beat KJ Gamer in that Williams. So keep an eye on these two, and I will try my best to keep an eye on him. As you can probably tell as well, it is just me today. Jess has been called into F1, but she should be back next week for the finale, so it'll be me and her. We started the adventure together and we will be finishing it, as it does seem a long time ago going back. Well, China was my first one. Sadly I couldn't make it for Australia, the first race, but going back to China, the memories. Back then I think it was Ollie who was actually leading the championship, and a lot of people thought he'd win it, but due to just events of bad luck, it's gone KJ's way. Well, it's gone anyone's way. It could be a lot of people who potentially could have won this, but I'll stand board with the Living Dead in the gorgeous Renault. I do love that car. Coming into Sector 3, getting ready to start his lap. The only man out at the minute, so getting that lap time in nice and early from the Renault driver. Bit of traffic there from the Red Bull. Don't believe it got in the Renault's way, as he is on his lap now in Sector 1. Potentially, I think this section here is the easiest set of corners to corner cut. I mean, it's a bold statement. Russia's bad, but USA is it's a nightmare to drive as well. So in the roads, we're going to have to keep an eye out for penalties, because that can change a lot. As people may know from previous races or racing themselves, one penalty can knock you back so much. Currently in Sector 2, we'll be starting Sector 3 soon. Again, another high corner with a bit of a lock up there. Nothing too crucial, and it's not going to affect his run. But just trying not to corner cut to get a lap in. He does have time for another one. Sadly, not two for him, as the 3-minute mark is just hit. Boring Shot It just in front of them there, the Ferrari. Hopefully he doesn't get in his way and block him on his lap time, as Living Dead has seemed to actually, don't know if he's just coasting around there, so he's backed out on his lap. A little warm-up lap maybe from him, just testing out. I'll see if he did get a invalidation on his time, which I believe he did. so he will be starting his new lap now. But Boring Shut It has just started his. Fluffy Pillow as well has just started his lap. So people who haven't set their times yet, Bobbits is coming up to start his. Oasis is looking to improve along with LK, who will be starting his lap shortly, but I will ride on board with the Sauber of Fluffy Pillow, who is going quite slow there, and I think has had an error and has bailed on their lap time, but we have to check. It's the only way to find out. It is an invalidation from the Sauber, so I move to the Ferrari of Boring Shut It. Someone else who hasn't set their time, still 5 guys who haven't set a time yet, and this is the last stage for them. And this could also be their last shot. So what can the Ferrari produce here in Sector 2? We're staying on board with him, seeing what sort of sector, and I'll compare it to the Living Dead, the man who, again, who hasn't also set a time. About to hit the 1 minute mark of the lap. A 25.3 from the Ferrari, and a 25.9. from the Living Dead. So the Boring Shut It, I believe, was actually down on his previous time, but it was invalidated, so it didn't count. But obviously the time will go on the board and can help him. He will get another shot at a lap time, but that will be his last one. So what can the Ferrari do on his second to last run, we could say, but it could be his final run if something happens after this lap is in. So he's gone P7 with a 33.9. What about the Living Dead? A 35.5. We expect a bit more from the Renault driver, but like I said, they do have a another shot, as it doesn't seem he is. He has retired from the session, so the Living Dead potentially could be starting from the back. Zero has retired. He's not looking to improve on his time. This could allow people like Apex Benefit, who definitely is not after that. Team Vodka Shot on a lap as well. Zelchi is just about to start his one. Apex has retired, so the top 2 guys at the minute have both retired and are happy with their laps. Boring Shut It has also retired, and he's joined the Mercedes there. A nice little conversation between the two. KJ Gamer, he will have time for another lap after this, but can he improve? What does he do? He does a 32.9. However, it is invalidated. If he can complete that lap again, he will be on pole unless someone else can change it. Bobbits is starting his time. So is Zelchi. Vodka Shot is coming to the end of his lap. What about Oasis? He's currently in Sector 2, going quite slow. That's his lap done. LK as well, trying to improve on his time, currently at the just at the end of Sector 1. And then the McLaren driver of Taipan in Sector 2 as well. A lot of guys in Sector 2 here. Fluffy Pillow just about to start. Sector 3. Hayden coming onto the straight now, but I'll run on board. Vodka is coming up to the line. What can he do? He does improve. A 32.9. 2.9, very similar to what KJ Gamer's time was. However, the Haas of Vodka Shot has got pole, so it's a 1-2 for Haas at the minute. But can KJ, can Bobbers, can Zelchi, can Oasis, LK, Taipan, Hayden, Fluffy Pillow, can any of these guys upset them by stealing it from them here today at USA? Sorry, flicking through so quickly, but Fluffy Pillow, the man in the Sauber, what can he do for his first time? Bit deep into the corner, that's going to affect him. Could put him last, and it has someone with a 36. 0.005. The McLaren of Taipan, what can he do for his first time on the board? He goes P7 with a 33.5. Going up to Hayden, who's coming around the final corner now. What can the Williams do? Can he beat his teammate? KJ's retired from the session, so he'll be starting P6 at the stage unless LK can improve. LK does not improve. Going on to Bobbits and Zelchi. Can Zelchi get pole? No, he can't. It's an invalidation from him. Bobbits, the man in the Red Bull, down on his time, and I think that is him done. That is the Red Bull done, and that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a hit again to qualifying. KJ Gamer down in P6, 0 up in the second. Are there going to be team orders from the Haas driver? But this has put 0 in a good spot for the race. He needs to beat KJ on points. Looking at the constructors battle as well between Williams and Haas, it's a gap of 19 at the minute. Williams on 244 points, Haas on 255. So Williams made up of Hayden and KJ, Haas made up of Vodka Shot and 0. So both very quick guys. We've got the Haas's 1 or 2, and then we have the Williams P6 and also P8. So everything's to play for in terms of the championship and also the constructors. In terms of the qualifying battle between teammates, this does mean, so Boring Shut It, the man in the Ferrari, has outqualified his teammate Oasis again. along with KJ Gamer and Hayden. The team of the Williams who I was just speaking about, KJ P6, Hayden P8 has outqualified him again. And when it comes to the Hasses, Team Vodka Shot had outqualified Zero 5 times. Zero had outqualified Vodka Shot 5 times. But Vodka Shot has outqualified Zero here today at the Circuit of Americas. And it's looking to be a good race, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting for Oasis to retire, and then we can get into the qualifying result better. And there we go. On the first row of the grid, we have the two Hasses of Team Vodka Shot and Zero. On the second row, we have the two Mercedes of Apex and Zelchi. On the third row, we have Bobbert and KJ Gamer. On the fourth row, we have Tapan and Hayden. On the fifth row, we have Boring Shuddy and LK, which has rounded out the top 10. The sixth row, we have Oasis and Living Dead, and on his own little row, all to himself, we have Fluffy Pillow starting from the back at P13. What sort of start can he get today? We will have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, as it is time for the USA Grand Prix. Can KJ Gamer win the title here today? We'll have to wait and see. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. It's looking dry out there. It is looking dry. What sort of tyres will people go on outside the top 10? Obviously only 3 of them, so they have the option to do a reverse strategy or whatever is their liking, but majority will be starting on a set of Ultra Softs. The countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. We can actually see here in terms of tyres. So Oasis on the Super Softs, Living Dead on the Super Soft, Fluffy Pillow on the Soft. So as I was saying, with reverse strategies, there you go. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the formation lap, of course. So we get another chance just to look at the tyres from the guys. Obviously everyone in the top 10 on the Ultra Softs, Oasis Super Softs, Living Dead Super Softs, Fluffy Pillow on the Softs. Now in terms of favourites of the race, normally is who was that? I believe Boring Shuddy and Tapan just got disqualified from the session due to an incident between the two. I'm going to ride on board with the current championship leader of KJ Gamer during this formation lap. But as I was saying, normally I ask predictions to the to Jess or a co-commentator in any form. The person who I think is going to win the race, I think it is going to be Zero, and I think the championship battle is going to be taken to Interlagos next week. The Renault back there of Living Dead, I believe that is, just warming up his tyres, weaving around quite a lot. Looking at all the camera angles that you get, seeing all the cars getting ready for the start of the race. And this is the man to keep an eye on, along with MVP Zero. Two Hasses, two Mercedes line up. The Red Bull next. There's KJ Gamer getting into his spot on the grid, waiting for the race. Fluffy Pillow getting into his grid position. It is nearly time, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We have 5 red lights, and we are underway for the USA Grand Prix. A good start from the Williams there, the Mercedes there, sorry, of Apex. Trying to go on the outside of 0-0 though. Going to try and take it round the outside. Can he do it? Zero's got the move done with Vodka Shot. Look at him. He's just going to keep it in there. Can he hold it? Can he potentially hold it? KJ's made up his position. That's good for him, but he's still there. Look, you can see him. The leaders aren't too far. A bit of contact in the back there. Boring shot. The Ferrari is round, sadly. Zero is in the lead. Vodka Shot is still sit behind him. The two Mercedes follow of Apex and Zelchi. And then KJ Gamer, look at him. All over the back of the Mercedes here. He wants to get the position nice and early. And he's going to look on the inside. The McLaren's round of Tapan further up the field. Unlucky for him. But what can KJ do? Can he get past it? He's trying to find the grit, but he doesn't seem to have it at a minute. He's just going to slot in behind him. Try and get the slipstream. No DRS at the minute. He's got to just rely on the car and the power that he's got. Look at him on the inside. Can he get the move done? Is the late on the brakes from him? A little bit of a squeeze from him, but he's got the move done. Look at a Red Bull though. Bobbitt's now going up the inside of Zelchi. Zelchi's not the best start from the Mercedes. His teammate is still of Apex, still in third position. KJ up into fourth, and he's on the hunt. All of these guys still so close. The possibilities are just absolutely incredible of what can happen. Apex is sort of blocking KJ from sort of seeing Zero further down the straight there, but look at all of them. You can just see Zero around the corner, and then his teammate of Vodshot, Apex, KJ. Then we've got Bobbitt's just behind. Zelchi with the poor start, but he is still there. LK up 3 positions to force in a good start from him. Hayden staying where he is. The Living Dead up 3 positions. Oasis and then Fluffy Pillow slot behind. And then Tapan and Boring Shutter. Boring Shutter is in the pits. Not the day that the Ferrari would want. However, there is still hope for him going back towards Elizo. He's going to stick on board with the Williams of KJ Gamer. Can he close in on Apex? But it does seem Apex is actually closing in on Team Vodka Shot. A lot of these guys seem very equal pace at the minute. The Red Bull is looking very feisty on the back of that Williams. As soon as DRS kicks in, this is when stuff could happen. Oh, the Red Bull nearly colliding with the Williams. But they managed to come off. There's no front wing damage for either of them. Going back towards Apex. Is he going to go for a late move on the inside of Vodka Shot? KJ's going defensive though from Bobbitt. And then look, the Mercedes of Zelchi. He's just trying to have a look. KJ Bobbitt side by side. Zelchi's the cameraman here. Bobbitt's going on the outside. KJ's going to try to stick it in. Can he hold it? Bobbitt's went a bit wide. Bit of contact between the two. But Bobbitt is going to be holding the inside line. Look at Zelchi. Just going to lunge it up the inside as well. He wants to get the position back. He hasn't managed to at the minute. Bobbitt's up to 4th. KJ down to 5th after that, but he's still made an improvement from his start, and Zelchi is still just going to sit behind here. Zero does still lead as KJ Gaming's already got a 3-second time penalty. This is not what the Williams would want. As I was saying, Zero is still in the lead, followed by his teammate Vodka Shot. Apex 3 tenths behind him, and now a second back to Bobbitt. Lap number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Zelchi and the Mercedes, he's now going to have a look on KJ. He's going to try and look on the inside there. He's going to give it a go. He's decided against it. Hayden, though, battling away further down the field with the Force India of LK. LK's trying to hold onto the line. Hayden's trying to make up a blaze. Still hasn't from the start. Can he do it? Not at the minute. He's backed off a bit going into the S section, which is fair enough. Living Dead's picked himself up a time penalty as well. Going back towards the lead, though. Nothing has seemed to change at a minute. No one seems closer. Apex is still behind Vodka Shot, but not close enough for a move. But is he? Who's going to be latest on a break? Apex, he's looking on the inside. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. Not at the minute. He's still behind Vodka Shot. He wants that second place badly. LK and Hayden, though, this battle's still going on. LK's managed to hold on to P7. This is going to help out Living Dead on the reverse strategy of the Super Soft. What can Hayden do? He's looking on the inside. LK's not giving him much room. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Who's going to come out better? Can LK do a switchback? Is he going to stick to the outside? He's sticking to the outside. This will give him the inside line now for the next couple of corners. He needs to try and get in front of them, though. He's managed to. But look at Hayden. Oh, he has to cut the corner there so they don't collide. Look at Hayden on the switchback. Some great racing between the pair of them. They're still side by side. Who's going to fold? What can LK do? He's managed to keep it from Hayden, but Hayden is still there. That Williams, he really wants this Force India behind him. That's all I can say. Zelchi on the back of the other Williams. One Williams on the defensive, one Williams on the offensive. Going back towards the top field. Apex 2 tenths behind Vodka Shot now. He's found a tenth on him and he's getting close. Vodka Shot 6 tenths behind 0. These guys are just within an inch of each other. But what's happened here? 2 battles going on at once. Zelchi's, I think, lunging up this inside of KJ Gamer. Hayden's lunging up the inside of LK. One move did get completed from Hayden onto LK, but Zelchi couldn't get past KJ Gamer at this point. But I'll keep an eye on Zelchi, seeing if he's going to bring it back, and also LK. It's been a hectic first couple of laps, and we've still got ages to go. What about Apex? Is he going to go for a last-minute move? Not at the minute. Obviously, he will have DRS, but Vodka Shot will have DRS from 0. Going back towards the Williams and the Mercedes of KJ Gamer and Zelchi. What can Zelchi do now? He's going to get that DRS. He's going to get the slipstream. LK's a bit too far back, but what about the Mercedes? Is he going to look on the outside? Is he going to look on the inside? Is he going to go for a late move? He's going to look it up the inside, but I don't think he's close enough at the minute. He's got his front wing in though, but he can't seem to stick it out. And look at the switchback, a little bit of contact between the two. A bit rough from the Mercedes, and I think he's lost a bit of end play on that front left. He's just trying so hard to get past him that it's cost him to lose that front wing. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. KJ doesn't need to have any damage, but he's definitely going to be frightened from that. This is a circuit where you do need your front wing, you do need that downforce. So it potentially could factor in for a pit stop, which he is going to do, going to get it done straight away. It'll be interesting to see what tyres he goes onto though. Further down the field, a Living Dead closing in on Oasis. Both of these guys on the super soft strategies. Tyre choice for Zelchi, it does look to be the super soft tyre, so a 2-stop from the man. LK with a 3-second time penalty. Penalties is something which you do expect around this track, especially due to the harsh conditions of Sector 1. But the race lead here, it's a 3-way battle. We've got 2 Hasses and a Mercedes. We've got the Red Bull of Bobbitts, who's got past KJ. Bobbitts has supposedly made up. He has made up spot due to the incident with Zelchi. KJ P5 in a minute. Hayden P6. LK P7. Oasis P8. Living Dead P9. And then Tapan due to the incident at the start is P10. Hasn't made a stop though, which will be handy for him. Boring Shut it did have to pick because he did have the front wing damage. Apex still on the back of the Hass of Vodka Shot, but Vodka Shot, he's found about 5 tenths on 0. The gap, it's not stretching. 0 cannot stretch this lead, which, I mean, he wants. The only good sort of information he has is that KJ does have a 3-second time penalty. Bobbitts is 1.2 seconds behind the battle for the lead here. No one seems close enough to make a move or is willing to risk it at this stage, but it is only lap 5 of 28. A lot can happen then. Coming up to the first corner now, Vodka Shot had a bit of a look there on 0, but decided against it. It does seem to be the long haul, or just putting all the pressure on so they potentially could make a mistake. KJ is closing up to the Red Bull of Bobbitts. You can just see him in front of him there. He's going to try and look for a weakness so he can potentially use that into an overtaking move. Most likely not into Sector 1, but I feel like this is what Apex is doing and potentially what Vodka Shot's doing. A good exit from Apex can mean that second place. Can he get it right? Is he going to look on the inside, or is he going to wait until he can use the slipstream and the DRS? If he can get a good exit here, this could be it. This could be the move done. Vodka Shot will have DRS from 0, but will Apex have that better drive to get past him? It doesn't seem at the minute. Obviously, in terms of what their setups are, Vodka Shot could have less downforce, so it could mean he's more... Oh, KJ's on the inside! KJ's on the inside of Bobbitts. Lunged up the inside, but he did run a bit deep, so Bobbitts is keeping that P4, but going back towards Vodka Shot and Apex. Apex is looking on the outside. He's not going to go for the switchback. He's just going to try and stick it on the outside. His front wing's in there just a little bit, so he's going to hold the inside now. Not the best sort of corner for an overtaking move, but can he get it done? Look at this. The Mercedes managed to get past the Haas. What a move from Apex. Vodka Shot's gone wide. That's going to cost him further back to the Red Bull and the Williams, but what a move from Apex. Bravo, my son. That is potentially one of the best moves that we've witnessed today and for the whole AOR F2 season. Good work from Apex, and now he's going to be on the hunt for Zero. I'm sure KJ is very excited about that as well, to put the pressure on Zero. I mean, these guys up from 1st to 5th, it's anyone's game at the minute. Anything could happen. Any of these guys could end up on top. The closest is KJ to Bobbert at a minute. Zelchi's just at the quickest time on Supersoft, showing he's got his pace. Bobbert's with a time penalty, so him and KJ have now equalled it out in terms of the time penalties. It's all about trying to keep it clean around here. Look at a train of cars. Zero, Apex trying to get the slipstream. Vodka Shot trying to get the slipstream off Apex. Bobbert's trying to get the slipstream off Vodka Shot if he can. And then KJ trying to get the slipstream off Bobbert. It's a train of cars, but this is what racing is about. Look at them. All 5 of them in camera shot there. This is a sight to see, and something that I will never get bored of when it comes to commentating and it comes to racing. When you have all these guys in one camera shot and you know that any one of these could go on to win the race or even go on to win the championship in terms of KJ and Zero's sake. But round the final corner, there they are. KJ's just a little bit out of shot there, but you can see how close he is to Bobbert. Bobbert has made some good ground on Vodka Shot. Apex, he's just trying to get close to Zero. Probably going to do what he did with Vodka Shot. Just sit behind him for a bit, put the pressure on, and then go for a move and get it done. Going through the S section now, all of them trying to keep it clean. Zelchi with another fastest lap. The man is showing his pace on the super soft tyres. LK with another time penalty, I believe. Apex now 3 tenths behind. KJ 1 tenth behind Bobbert. Bobbert feels the need to go defensive, and I don't blame him. KJ, I tried to have a look on the outside, but I think he went for the better run here. He's going to get the DRS and he's going to get the slipstream, but Bobbert will have it from Vodka Shot. So will it help him that much? Is he going to go for a late move? What about further up the field? Is Apex going to go for a late move? He's going to have a little look, but he's not going to commit to it. KJ is, though. KJ's going to lunge it up the inside of Bobbert. Did what he did last lap, except this time he's nailed it. He's got the move done. Can Bobbert try and fight it back? He's going to try and look at that inside line. Is he going to go for the switch back? No, he's not. KJ's got it covered. KJ up into P4 at the moment. Apex looking very feisty over the back of Zero here for the race lead. What can he do going on to the start-finish straight? He's just got the final corner. If he can nail this, he get the DRS and the slipstream and a potential move into turn 1. Good drive out there from Apex. We've got a pitter of KJ Gamer potentially going for the undercut. We'll have to keep an eye on what tyre he goes on. Will Apex go for a move on Zero? KJ's hoping for it. The Mercedes has lunged up the inside. Who's going to come out better? Look at the Mercedes of Apex trying to hold it. But Zero, he needs the race win here. He needs the points. He's managed to hold on. Apex decided not to go side by side in the S section, but he could try and look for a better drive and potentially a little weakness from Zero. But at the end of the day, if Zero does outscore KJ Gamer, then the championship will go to Brazil. But not only, if Zero can get the race win and KJ doesn't get second, or even if he gets 4th, well, Apex is on the inside. I don't get a chance to speak with these guys racing. What can Zero do to retaliate? He will have the inside line. He has got that front wing there. It does seem a bit dark out there, and it's raining. It is raining, ladies and gentlemen. Vodka Shot as well trying to get involved. Look at this. The Hassel Vodka Shot. He's on the outside of Zero. Clean as you do it, but there is rain on the screen. What tyres? Did KJ went on the soft, so maybe the right call. Maybe there's going to be rain, but it's not going to be too heavy. This could change things up. As I was saying, if Zero gets the race win and KJ's 5th, that will just help him even more going into the final round. But at a minute, Zero's down to 3rd after losing the position to Apex. And then Vodka Shot on the outside at the end of the straight. Good move from him. And he's going to have to keep an eye on Bobbert. Does any of these guys decide to pit? Zero has decided to pit. Out of the 5 leaders, Zero and KJ have pitted, so Zero could be retaliating to KJ Gamer. But what tyres will he do? It's not wet enough for inters, but will he just put on a set of super softs, or would he go softs? It is the soft tyres for Zero. Where will he come out in terms of KJ? I think KJ's passed him. He is. KJ with the undercut there, and has managed to get past Zero, and Zelchi's just slotted right in between. But this rain is coming down quite heavy, so the guys throw a lot of field in the ultra softs. Are they going to try and hold it out until the rain is that bad for inters, or maybe it will never get that bad to inters, and maybe they will have to pit on the softs? We have a moment. Oasis in the Ferrari is off. The weather's affected him. He's on the super softs, even though he's got a bit more grip. The car is just not helping him one bit. This is allowed. Oh, Zero, bit of contact between the two. No front wing damage though to MVP Zero. He's going to just look on the inside. The Living Dead running incredibly wide, and a bit of contact between the two. Lucky Zero doesn't have any front wing damage from that, but it has put him further behind KJ. KJ, who is up to 7th now due to the Living Dead running wide. Zelchi's going to try and get past him at the end of the straight. He's going to look on the outside, maybe go for a switchback and hope Living Dead locks up, which the Living Dead did in the Renault. Can Zero benefit from this? He can't at a minute, but he is struggling, the Renault, and he may want to think about pitting soon. And a bit of contact. It's not Zero's day. He's been hit from the Renault and the Ferrari so far, and it's not going well for him. KJ's got past Tapan as well in the McLaren. Look at him go. We've got Pitters, Vodka Shot and Bobbits are both in. Apex has stayed out. Hayden's going in. What about LK? LK is diving in as well. KJ Gamer, man on softs, he's staying out. But will he be able to undercut these guys? The Red Bull is out. The Haas has come out as well. But KJ Gamer, look at him. He's just got past all of them. The McLaren and the Mercedes have done the same. What about Zero? So is Zero. Zero has got past all of them as well. So the undercut has worked for these guys. Team Models got through on softs. Anyone gone on inters? Bobbert has gone on inters. He's committed to the inters along with LK. Will it work for them? And it doesn't seem like it is. He's struggling on the inters. The Living Dead's past him. The guys who have gone on softs have obviously made the right call. Apex still has to pit, but this is going to put KJ in lead. Zero with a time penalty, so that's equaled it out to KJ. Zero's just gone straight past the McLaren there. Vodka Shot's going to hopefully want to try to do the same. Tapan's on ultra soft, so he's going to be struggling a lot. Fluffy Pillow's got past Bobbert. Sadly, the Red Bull has made the wrong call at this stage, and he's losing too much time. We have a yellow flag in sector 2. Vodka Shot's trying to get past Tapan, which he has done. LK is retired from the session. Not too sure what has happened to the Force India, however, sadly, that is his day done. The Living Dead is run wide, which is allowed Fluffy Pillow P7, Bobbert's P8 again. Halen's joining in on this battle. Nice little battle for P7 between the four of them. Fluffy Pillow currently leading it on a set of softs, followed by Bobbert on inters, Living Dead on super softs, Hayden on softs. So we've got a nice mix of tyres. Look at Hayden. Going to try and look on the outside. Is this the safest thing to do? He's all been blocked by Bobbert. Look at Living Dead, going to try to stick it in. Double overtake for Hayden there. Well played. Got past the Red Bull and the Renault. Apex is pit and he's put on inters. Is that the wrong call? It is chucking it down out there now. But maybe they are just waiting for the call sign. Look at Hayden. He's just gone past the Sauber of Fluffy Pillow. And now Bobberts is just going by. I do still feel like inters, it's not that time yet. Not until you get that little sign up which says DRS is disabled. Yellow flags up to 1. The Living Dead is round. The Renault driver, not the day he would have wanted. He's struggling out there and he definitely does need to pit. Inters may be too soon, but it's better to get on the tyres and keep spinning out. So after the pits, KJ Gamer is in the lead, followed by Zelchi, who did put on a set of super softs. So obviously he did that from the beginning of the race, so he did commit to it to hopefully take him past the rain period, or maybe the rain is going to stay. Zero on soft, Vodka Shot on softs, Apex on inters. Keep an eye on the gap between Apex and Vodka and Apex and Hayden. But it does seem that the softs are still better than the inters at the minute. As you would have seen at the bottom left screen, ladies and gentlemen, DRS has been disabled. That does mean it is inters territory. So will any of these guys pit, or will they just stay on the soft? KJ's diving it in. What about Zelchi? He's doing the same. Zero is staying out, and so is Vodka Shot. Obviously both of these guys in Haas, this could cost them unless they are just going to stick it out. KJ coming in expecting a set of inters, which he has done. Zelchi as well. We expect Apex to get by on the set of inters there. Hayden has stayed out. Bobbits, Fluffy Pillow is in. Where does Bobbits come out? In theory to KJ. There's KJ, but I believe that was, yeah, it was Bobbits at the end there. So it's been a costly call. KJ's in P6, so sort of where he started. Hayden has made some good ground. Zero's back into the race lead, followed by Vodka Shot. However, both these guys are on the softs, and Apex is now 2 seconds away from Vodka Shot. He's managed to find 1.1 seconds there. That's the sign that it is Inter's territory. So if KJ can put the laps in along with Zelchi, they could get the, well, undercut on Zero and Vodka Shot, or the re-undercut. There's been so much changing during the pit stops between all of them that there is still no one who does have rightfully that first place, except maybe Apex now. Bobbitt's in P5, so he's in front. P4 I should say, as he's just got past Hayden, who's struggling on a set of soft tyres there. Vodka Shot, oof! Vodka Shot nearly ran into the back of his teammate of Zero. This has allowed Apex through nice and easy. But that could have been a Force India moment, you could say, the contact between the two asses. That is definitely not what Zero would want. I'm sure it would help out KJ, but look at Apex, easily past Zero now. So Apex does have the race lead, and he's got a nice little gap back, because Bobbitt's 5.6 seconds behind. I expect both of these guys to pit. They may be double stacking, but they lose too much time out there. KJ into P5 now, after getting by his teammate, who we expect to come in. Zero and Vodka Shot have both stayed out again on the softs. Maybe they're expecting the rain not to last that long, but Bobbits is going to just sort of eat them up in terms of time along with KJ. Hayden has pitted. I think that is the smart move from the Williams. Two seconds away now, the Red Bull of Bobbits from the Hasses. KJ 2 seconds behind Bobbits as well. And then 2 seconds behind him is the Mercedes of Zelchi. We are at the midway point of the race, and it's been one hell of a race. Look at Bobbits. He's just pushing Vodka Shot now. He's going to get by him easy. Look at that. Just got the inside. Nothing Vodka Shot could do, and KJ's nearly behind as well. Yellow flags in Sector 3. Something has happened further down there. Not too sure who with. Look at Bobbits. He's just trying to have to push Zero through, and look at a drive there. I mean, Zero should be able to see that, and he should know that he needs to pit for inters. And now KJ going to try and get past Vodka Shot. Vodka Shot, he's going to try and battle as much as he can to help out his teammate of Zero here, but I don't think there's much he can do. Look at how much later KJ can brake due to being on the inters. He's got the move done nice and easy, and he can just see Zero now in front of him, and I expect him to get him very soon. These guys are on the wrong tyre 100%. And here we go. KJ side by side with him. He's got the better drive completely, and he's just going to stick it on the outside. And that is the move done. Nothing Zero could do. Zelchi up into P5. He's got past Vodka Shot. He's got 14 seconds back, Vodka Shot, which is a good sign. And now Zelchi on Zero. Zero, hopefully he wasn't planning on pitting then, but he hasn't. Vodka Shot again hasn't pitted. These guys are committing to a strategy right now. If the rain dries up, what these two are going to be thinking is that when these lot pit for new fresh tyres, or dry tyres at least, these guys will already be on a set. So, Zero needs to stay really within 20 seconds of Zelchi during all this, which he could do if it dries up. We don't know if it will. It's not heavy out there, as Bobbits has got another time penalty, which could help out KJ Gamer in thinking long term here. A driver who I do want to speak about quickly is Zelchi. He didn't have the best start, but in terms of the overall season, he's third in the championship. He is in a bit of a battle with Ollie, but Ollie's not here, and also the Toro Rosso driver of George, who didn't start last week either. And I don't think he's here today as well, which is a shame, but it does mean that Zelchi will have locked down that third position, I believe. Bobbits could change that. However, he came in the season at round 5 Spain, and he's got 104 points, and he's made his way up to third. That's a good drive from him. I mean, if he would have started the season, he could have been up there with KJ and Zero right now. But Apex, he's doing well. He is doing well, and he will be on for his first win of the season, I believe. He got a second in Italy, and then he's got a couple of thirds in Australia and Baku, going back there. But he hasn't had the best of luck. But he could be on for his first race win. But Bobbits could change that. Someone who, at the minute, is going on for his best result. And as you would have seen, Zero and Vodshot have both pit for intermediate tyres. A little too late from them, you must say, but they've obviously realised that they just can't do what they wanted to do on the softs. If it does dry up now, they will probably be quite angry. But these things happen in racing, but it doesn't look like it's going to clear up one bit. Zelchi's on the back of the Williams of KJ, who does seem to be struggling in the wet here just a little bit. So the Mercedes of Zelchi is going to look to get this. However, if KJ knows where Zero is down in PA, I don't know if he will fight that hard, but I'm sure he would still like to be on the podium. There we go, Zelchi's on the inside of KJ. KJ has been struggling. Zelchi not so much. He's got the move done and he's on the podium. P3 for the Mercedes driver. KJ 4th, 0-8 at the minute. KJ is the AOR F2 champion. Probably not the way he would have wanted to spend it, but look at the Living Dead just sliding through Sector 1 here. Bravo, my friend. That was quite impressive. The track doesn't look that wet actually, but once you ride on board with them, you can see it is raining. Vodka Shot has picked up a time penalty. Not going to help him out if the dry does come and strategies change. But if the dry does come now, you do feel like Zero and Vodka Shot, they just haven't got the chance. They're going to have to hope something goes wrong with KJ. But it doesn't seem to be happening. I'm going to ride on board with our race leader of Apex. He's done a good drive. Started third on the grid. Up into first now. Nearly 10 laps to go as soon as Apex crosses the line the next time round, and he's got the Ferrari of Boring Shalit in front of him, who he's going to be delapping very soon. weaving a bit down the straight there from Apex. Bobbett's 6.9 seconds behind, so quite a long way. But all credit to this man, he's done well, and he's got to do well for another 10 laps. Can Bobbett's change that though? He does seem to be closing in, and he does have the laps in order to do it. Zelchi and KJ are in a little battle still, 8 tenths between them. And then 17 seconds back from P4 we have the McLaren of Tapan. He's on for a good result so far, but he has got the Williams of Hayden just behind him. In terms of constructors, this is looking good. One Williams P4, one Williams P6, both Hasses P7 and P9. KJ slowly finding some time on Zelchi, but losing it again. Hayden closing in on the McLaren still. Both Williamses on a charge. Does look to be drying up out there. A little bit of rain out, but not too much. We could witness some more pit stops for the slick tyres. What were they going? Ultra softs or super softs? Because there is still a bit of rain out there. You could take the Ultra Softs to the end, but it will probably be safer for Super Softs, and they are pitting. Bobbett's is in, Zelchi's in, and so is KJ. What tyre are they going on? They obviously feel it's time. Ultra Soft for Bobbett's. What about Zelchi? Ultra Softs for him. KJ Gamer? It looks like it's going to be a set of Ultra Softs. We've got yellow flags in sets of 1 and 2. Oasis and Morning Charlotte both hit both Ferraris. The Living Dead. He's spun and he's out of the session. Apex, I believe he was paused there, probably checking what the guys behind are doing. Tapan's in, Hayden's in. Zero is coming in. Fluffy Pillow potentially. Vodka Shot, these guys won't stack due to the difference. Hayden's gone on Super Soft along with Tapan. But Apex has stayed out on the inters. Look at the time between Bobbett and Apex. Bobbett is closing the gap by quite a lot, so Apex should have pitted. This could cost him once he does get around to the pit stop. Zero coming out in P7. Vodka Shot pitted as well, going to get the inters off. The only man still in inters is Apex at the minute. 22 seconds now between Apex and Bobbett. We could be on for a battle here. It is a battle who's quicker on the dry tyres between everyone now rather than the wet. So can KJ retaliate? He's lost quite a lot of time in the pit stop there between him and Zelchi. About, well, nearly 3 seconds. I expect Apex to pit soon because he is losing a lot of time to Bobbett. Interesting call from Tapan and Hayden putting on Super Softs, but it's whatever they feel more comfortable with. 21.1 seconds now, 20.6. Look at that, the time's dropping. Apex is diving in. It's going to be close between the two of them. 19.9. Apex is in. Here we go. Does Apex, will he still be able to hold on to the lead, or will Bobbett be able to change that? Second to last corner now for Bobbett. Apex has got Super Softs on, so he's committing to a different strategy. Bobbett's around the final corner. The Mercedes is leaving the pit lane. Can he get there in time though? Just ahead of the Red Bull. They are in different strategies. He'd be able to see. He's done it though. I thought he was going to be able to see the Mercedes exit, but Bobbett does have the position on Apex. Apex is right behind him. Zelchi is about 4.3 seconds back. Hayden's picked himself up a time penalty as well. Bobbett does now lead the race behind a super soft Apex. Boring Charlotte with a 3-second time penalty. Shouldn't affect him too much. Actually, it could do to Oasis, but Oasis is not entirely so. Apex is closing in on Bobbett. We could have a battle for the lead, which could help out Zelchi and even KJ get closer. Further down the field, Vodka Shot getting close to Fluffy Pillow. There is still a bit of rain out there, but it's not Inter's territory. Going to ride on board with Vodka Shot. Will he be able to get past the Sauber of Fluffy Pillow? He's going for the better run out of the corner, which he nearly did, but he lost it going onto the corner there, sadly for him. He's just going to look on the inside though. He's got the DRS and now had the slipstream. Can he get the move done at the end of the corner? A huge weave from him there. Going back towards Apex though, who have just started the next lap. Huge gap between Apex and Vodka now. The Haas's day, sadly, is just not gone well. I mean, 13 seconds between KJ and Tapan. Tapan's just started the next lap and KJ's already in the S section. And then there's 11 seconds between Zero and Hayden, and 10 seconds between Fluffy Pillow and Zero. So, Vodka Shot, a man who could have won this race. KJ's picked himself another time penalty, however. A man who could have won this race. It's just not gone well for him due to the mixed conditions. It could start raining again full, because there is still rain there. So it could get heavy, but I think it is going to be soft tyres till the end, or dry tyres I should say. And here we go, Vodka Shot on the inside of Fluffy Pillow. Not the easiest move, because Fluffy Pillow's still going to try to hold it. A bit of contact between the two. But the Haas has managed to get up into P8. So a couple more points from him. 3-second time penalty there, and that must have been another... Fluffy Pillow got a penalty as well. Another corner cut warning, because that was quite a little corner cut there. Apex about a second away from Bobbert. Obviously penalties will come down to it, because I believe Bobbert has one and Apex doesn't have any. Bobbert has more than one. He's got around 3 penalties and Apex doesn't have a single one. What about Zelchi? He's on 2 warnings. KJ's got a penalty and another penalty there. Tapan does have a penalty as well. So Bobbert has got 9 seconds worth, which will drop him back behind Zelchi. And if KJ and Zelchi get closer to Apex, then it could be behind KJ as well. But where KJ does have a penalty, it will make things a bit harder. And I believe that was Bobbert with another time penalty. I'm going to have to check. But if it is, it is another penalty for Bobbert. So he is, most likely it's going to be Apex, Zelchi, KJ, then Bobbert at the minute. But obviously these guys can pick up another penalty. Vodka Shot's just set the quickest lap time. Boring Shutters picks himself up a time penalty. Apex is now 6 tenths away from the race lead. He'll get it via penalties, but if he can get it on track, I'm sure it'll be better for him. We've still got 6 laps to go of the race. We are coming up to the hour mark of the stream. I still question whether Apex put on the right set of tyres. If he would have done the Ultra Softs, it could have helped him out a bit more. Bobbert's with the quickest time. 36.096. Zelchi is just coming along with a 35.7, showing the pace of the Mercedes. He has closed up to Apex. Not massively, but enough. Enough to scare him off a little bit. KJ Gamer with another time penalty. Zelchi with a time penalty as well. A lot of penalties being given. We've got yellow flags in sector 1. What? has happened here? Team Vodka Shot is round. The Haas driver, his day's gone from bad to worse. He's still going to get points, and you know, Boring Shadow's quite a fair bit back, but that is not what the Haas now wants. He's lost his position against Fluffy Pillow and about a 7-second gap between the two. His day has just not gone well. Zelchi 3.4 seconds behind Apex now. He is closing in the gap. He's finding the rhythm, and he is chasing him down, so he could be on the back of him. 0 overtime penalty, but it doesn't look like that would affect him much. He is 10 seconds behind Hayden. Hayden 3 seconds behind Tapan. Tapan 13 seconds behind KJ, and 0 needs to be P1, P2 or P3 in order to keep KJ from winning the championship, but at the minute it is KJ's up for grab. We could be on for a nice little battle with Bobbert, Apex and Zelchi towards the end of the race. Bobbert with another time penalty. They'll be stacking up for him. He could get disqualified from the race, which I'm sure he wouldn't want if he keeps going at this rate. You can just see Zelchi back there, the Mercedes, who's done a pretty good comeback drive, you must say, after what happened at the start. 0 with another time penalty. 3 seconds away now, Zelchi. KJ 4.6, so he's struggling back there. Boring Shadow with a 5-second stop-go penalty for ignoring yellow flags. He's just blocking the McLaren of Tapan and just not allowing him by. I'm not too sure what is going on here. Six tenths Apex is behind Bobbert on track. Zelchi 2.7 away from Apex. KJ 5.3 now away from Zelchi. I mean, Zelchi is just going all out. He's giving it his all, and I mean, his lap times must be something else. I'm going to compare the lap times between Zelchi and KJ Gamer recently. So, a 1:35.3, 1:35.4, 1:35.7. So 1:35.3 on lap number 24. KJ a 1:36.7. KJ's best on the ultra soft stint is a 1:35.7, and Zelchi's a 1:35.3 is his best. So what KJ can do best time wise is what, as Zero is actually out of the session. Did not see that due to the screen. It doesn't make much difference. It does just mean that KJ just needs to finish now. And well, in hindsight, it doesn't matter. Even if KJ doesn't finish, he has won the championship because of the 26-point gap. Zero got front wing damage somehow and is out. It has promoted his teammate back into P8. But KJ Gamer has won the championship now, even if he doesn't finish, which is probably a nice little thing to him to just have on the back of his mind. But there is still a battle going on for the lead with Bobbert's Apex and Zelchi slowly gaining up. Bobbert's does have the penalty, so it will go to Apex. However, if Zelchi can get past Apex, then the win could go to him, and obviously penalties could be picked up within these next couple of laps. So it is all still to play for. Most likely not for Bobbert, but you don't know what can happen at the end of the day. Lap 26 of 28. Bobbert's in the lead, followed by Apex, followed by Zelchi, and then KJ Gamer in P4. Or should I say, your new AOR F2 champion due to Zero. Sadly not finishing. But this does mean that KJ is now the champion. 2 temps, 3 temps. Apex and Bobbert. He's closing in on him with 2 laps to go. Zelchi is 1.7 now. That gap is still closing. You can just see Zelchi there now. 1.3 seconds. He's going to be in DRS range soon. Second to last lap. Everything is to play for, ladies and gentlemen. Bobbits, Apex and Zelchi. Bobbits with another time penalty. They are stacking up right now. Zelchi's was just in DRS range. Now he's not, but now he is again. So he will get DRS, but Apex will get DRS from Bobbits. Will team orders play into effect? Or will Zelchi just go for a move on his teammate? He's been showing he's got the pace and he's been putting in the work. He's been doing well. Hayden with a penalty, not going to affect him too much. Fluffy pillow, 35 seconds behind. Is Apex going to go for a late move on Bobbits? Decided against it at the minute, but Zelchi's just getting even closer. He has got the tyre advantage on Apex, but him and Bobbits are both on the same tyre. And look at Zelchi now. Bobbits just being so defensive, and Zelchi's trying not to run into the back of his teammate, trying to play it safe. Team Monster has got past Fluffy Pillow in the S section there, but going back towards the battle for the lead. Nearly 1 lap to go. It's a three-way battle. Here we go for the final corner, about to start the final lap. Penalties will play into effect, but they don't know that. They don't know if they've got penalties. They don't know if they even have 1 or 2. Maybe they have none. Apex is going to look on the outside though. Look at Zelchi's going to try and look on the inside. A little three-way battle. Who's going to come out in terms of the Mercedes? Is going to be Apex still. Bobbits still has the lead, followed by Apex, followed by Zelchi, who's going to have the better run, a bit wide from Bobbits. And look at Zelchi just going to lunge down the inside. He's picked himself up a time penalty though. That is not what he would want. Trying to squeeze it past his teammate. He's picked himself up another time penalty. I'm not too sure how many he's got. I'm not too sure if Apex has got any, but it could be Apex's to win, I think. A bit of contact between the teammates. Zelchi nearly spun, but he managed to hold on to it. He's not that far behind. I think he's probably just weaving maybe to say my bad, or he could be weaving because he's angry. We're not too sure. It is the final lap. They're about to start the final sector. Can Apex do anything? Can he deliver a final blow onto Bobbits? Look at Zelchi just lunging it up the inside of his teammate. A lot of contact between the two Mercedes, but they don't know about penalties, as I've been saying. It could be all on track. Zelchi's gone incredibly wide, and that does look like it could be race done unless something happens at the last couple of corners. Bobbits coming around the final corner now. He will grab the race win, but will he due to penalties? Bobbits has crossed the line. Apex has crossed the line. Zelchi has crossed the line. It's P1 for Apex. It's P2 for Zelchi. P3 for Bobbits. KJ Gamer spinning across the line. He hasn't, he's P4, but he's won the championship. There we go. KJ Gamer winning the championship. P5 is going to be Tapan, unless he can get past KJ's penalties, which he hasn't managed to, unless KJ trying to get back onto the track. Hayden coming home, P6. Vodka shot now, the day he would not want. The Hassis started 1-2, and they have 1 retirement and 1 P7. But all the talk will be on this man. KJ Gamer, the man in the Williams. He's done it. He is the AOR F2 champion, ladies and gentlemen. Vodka shot coming up to the line now. Taking it all in. All the fans there. P7 for him, and now Fluffy Pillow coming home in P8. Still grabbing points. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, and look at the British flags there are on the podium there. USA. It's been one hell of a race. We've got 2 Mercedes on the podium and a Red Bull. Bobbitt's coming home in 3rd. Zelchi 2nd, Apex 1st. Good day for the Mercedes, grabbing a 1-2, starting 3rd and 4th on the grid. A lot of penalties, as you can see, given, but KJ Gamer, AOR F2 champion, a round of applause. Good, sir, you've done it, you've got the title. You don't have to worry now in Brazil, you don't have to have the pressure on your shoulders. But it is done, ladies and gentlemen, the championship. We will be back next week for Brazil, because there is still stuff to play for in terms of the championship and also the constructors. But that has been all, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Swarm. I will see you next week, hopefully along with Jess as well. And all I can say is, KJ Gamer is the AOR F2 champion. Goodbye.